intended to do marketing here. I got an interview thanks to Paul Rosenberg, Eminem's manager, and they offered me an opportunity to do the morning show.
Nobody said, but Nori does always listen to us and give us props, so we appreciate that.
In that interview, Gucci made some disparaging remarks about Angela Yee. And she was questioned about that, and she responded, everybody's not your friend. And it seemed like she was referring to you.
After leaving the show, Angela Yee is now speaking publicly about internal issues that reshaped what remains of Breakfast Club. From taking the heat for the actions of the other hosts on the show.
I wasn't even there when they interviewed Azalea Banks. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But I also feel like, you know, sometimes I would feel like I got it harder than he did for something that he said.
To one interview with Gucci Mane that completely spiraled out of control.
She tried. Okay. She tried. She was on my dick back.
That is a lie.
I'm not lying.
No, we was cool. I was not on your dick. Stop
You
it.
used to be texting me what hotel.
And even Charlamagne the God cranking up the tension by making moves behind the scenes and stirring up nonstop controversy. There's a lot more to unpack. Let's dive in. Angela Yee was born on January 3rd, 1976. Her background is mixed, with a Chinese father and an Afro-Montserratian mother. She grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York City. Being raised in such a diverse environment exposed her to different cultures, personalities, and ways of thinking from a young age.
Brooklyn's an amazing place. I'm so happy that I still live here. I grew up in Flatbush, went to PS 235.
That early exposure later helped her relate easily to people, especially in media and entertainment. Angela attended Poly Prep Country Day School after getting accepted through the Prep for Prep program, which supports high-achieving students. When her family later moved out of Brooklyn to South Orange, New Jersey, she transferred to Columbia High School. After high school, Angela went on to Wesleyan University, where she majored in English. Her time there helped sharpen her communication skills and deepened her interest in storytelling. She graduated in 1997, and once college was behind her, she knew she didn't want a traditional career path. Instead, she aimed to break into marketing and music, hoping to carve out a space for herself in the entertainment industry. Angela's first major opportunity came when she landed an internship with Wu-Tang Management. There, she worked closely with the company's CEO, Divine, and got a first-hand look at how the music business operated behind the scenes. During that period, she even appeared lip-syncing the intro in Wu-Tang Clan's Reunited music video. She also tapped into her creative side by writing all the skits for GZA's third studio album, Beneath the Surface. That experience helped her build credibility and connections within hip-hop, even though she wasn't an artist herself. After her time with Wu-Tang, Angela went on to work with Paul Rosenberg and Eminem at their clothing brand, Shady Limited. While working there, she noticed an opening in the marketing department at Sirius Satellite Radio. Knowing Rosenberg had strong ties to Shade 45, she asked him if he could help her land an interview. Instead of just pointing her in the right direction, Rosenberg surprised her by suggesting something bigger. He told her they were actually looking for a female voice on the morning show and encouraged her to try out.
I intended to do marketing here. I got an interview thanks to Paul Rosenberg, Eminem's manager, and they offered me an opportunity to do the morning show.
That suggestion turned out to be a major turning point in her career. Taking the chance, Angela began hosting shows like Lip Service and The Morning After with Angela Yee on Eminem's Shade 45 channel. She officially entered radio in 2005 as a co-host on the Cypher Sounds Effect. As she gained experience, her confidence on the mic continued to grow. When Cypher Sounds left Sirius in 2008, Angela stepped in and took over hosting duties full-time. The show went through a few name changes during that period, but eventually settled again on The Morning After with Angela Yee. By then, Angela had proven she could hold her own as a lead host. In December 2010, she made another major move by leaving Shade 45 and joining Power 105.1. There, she became one of the co-hosts of The Breakfast Club, alongside DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. The show quickly stood out for its unfiltered conversations and bold interview style.
We've been really fortunate that there's been a demand that people want to hear our show. Thanks to iHeartRadio, people had a chance to catch it, even if they didn't reside in a city where we were, New York.
By 2013, Weekends with The Breakfast Club launched and began airing in over 50 markets nationwide. The show's influence kept growing, and Angela's voice became a familiar one in hip-hop media. Everything seemed to be moving upward, until one interview would later change the direction of how people viewed the dynamic on the show. In 2016, Gucci Mane appeared on The Breakfast Club while promoting his album The Return of East Atlanta Santa. During the interview, he talked about a wide range of topics, including his new music, proposing to Keisha Kawar, getting healthier after jail, working with Atlanta artists, signing Young Thug early on, changing his lifestyle, and his strained relationship with Waka Flocka Flame. He also spoke about fashion, signing new artists, and releasing multiple albums in one year.
Charlamagne the God, we are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Very special.
Still top 3 scariest people in hip-hop. Gucci Mane.
We were like, when is he coming to see us?
Hey, what's happening?
Suddenly, things took a turn when Gucci jokingly accused Angela Yee of wanting to hook up with him years earlier.
Okay. She's on my dick back there.
Oh, okay.
That is a lie.
I'm not lying.
No, we was cool. I was not on your dick. Stop
You
it.
used to be texting me what hotel
Never. You must got me confused with somebody else.
You don't remember when we did that interview a long time ago with Melissa Ford and all that?
Gucci got a good
That
memory.
The comment caused immediate tension on air and sparked backlash afterward. The moment became one of the most talked about interviews in the show's history. Despite the controversy, Angela didn't slow down. She continued to grow her influence and reputation in radio and media. In 2019, she received the Gracie Award, a national honor from the Alliance for Women in Media, recognizing her work on The Breakfast Club. Just as her profile was rising even higher across the media landscape, another challenge was quietly building behind the scenes. By 2019, the tension between Angela Yee and Gucci Mane was far from over. That year, Gucci was preparing to roll out his new album, October 2nd. Like many major hip-hop artists, he wanted to stop by The Breakfast Club because the show had become one of the biggest promo platforms in hip-hop radio. An appearance there could easily boost album buzz and public interest. But when Gucci tried to line up the interview, things didn't go as planned. From his point of view, it felt like he had been blocked or unofficially banned from the show. Gucci believed this had everything to do with their earlier clash, the one where he publicly accused Angela Yee of wanting to hook up with him years ago. That moment had clearly left scars, and Gucci felt the fallout was now affecting his career moves. Instead of letting it go quietly, Gucci took the situation to social media. He posted what he called receipts on Instagram, putting together clips from old interviews involving both of them. Along with the clips, he added a caption that made his frustration very clear, suggesting that The Breakfast Club had banned him over the situation.
No.
Stop it.
That definitely was not me. I just took something. You didn't even feel it.
You can take it. Can you take it?
Oh my God. I'm sure. You know what they say about little girls, especially Asian ones?
Fat puss.
Is that what they say?
You know what they say?
I was going to say deep.
The post quickly caught attention online and stirred up debate. Angela Yee did not take this lightly. She was visibly upset by Gucci bringing the issue back into the spotlight. At one point, she even suggested that Gucci might not be in the right headspace when he posted it. Gucci, however, didn't back down. Instead, he laughed it off and replied in a dismissive tone, brushing her response aside and keeping the situation tense. A few weeks later, Angela finally addressed the issue directly on The Breakfast Club. She explained that Gucci Mane was not officially banned from the show. However, she made one thing very clear. she would not feel comfortable interviewing him unless he publicly apologized to her. To her, the issue wasn't about promo or ratings, but was rather about respect and setting the record straight. DJ Envy fully supported Angela's stance. He backed her up on air and agreed that Gucci had crossed a line. Angela went further, pointing out that Gucci had a history of making false or exaggerated claims about women he had been involved with. She brought up these past situations to explain why she believed he was lying about her as well. In her view, this has been his way. Many people sided with Angela and felt she was being honest about the entire situation. One important detail often mentioned was Angela's show, Lip Service. On that show, she is known for asking bold and sometimes sexual questions to spark conversation and entertain listeners. Most guests understand that it's all part of the format and don't take it seriously. Angela felt Gucci misunderstood this dynamic and convinced himself she was interested in him when she wasn't. What really upset Angela was the public image Gucci created by claiming she was thirsty for him. According to her, that was never true, and she felt disrespected by having that narrative pushed out to millions of people. Because of that, she stayed firm on her decision. Until Gucci apologized publicly, she refused to sit down with him for an interview. DJ Envy stayed in her corner the entire time. Charlamagne the God, however, did not share the same level of concern. He appeared largely indifferent to the conflict and did not take a strong public stance either way. That difference in reactions would soon create an even bigger issue within the show itself. When it became clear that Angela Yee and DJ Envy would not interview Gucci Mane without an apology, Charlamagne made a move that shocked many people. Instead of standing with his co-hosts, he decided to interview Gucci Mane on his own, outside of the Breakfast Club. And he was unafraid.
Who up?
What's happening?
Peace, King. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I don't even know what project number to say this is.
101.
Okay.
101.
101.
At the time, Charlamagne was focused on building his personal brand beyond the radio show. He was growing his own platforms and preparing for a future where he wouldn't rely solely on the Breakfast Club. Because of that, loyalty didn't seem to factor into his decision. He saw the opportunity, knew the interview would generate buzz, and took it. The interview quickly went viral. But what stood out to many viewers wasn't just Gucci's presence, it was Charlamagne's silence all through. During the interview, Gucci continued to disrespect Angela Yee, and Charlamagne did nothing to defend his co-host. He simply sat back and let the comments slide, which rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
And I hated that she said that I was going to apologize to her, but I don't know where she got that from because I didn't do nothing to her. So I didn't feel like I was sorry, you know what I'm saying? But if I was wrong, I would say I'm sorry.
After the interview dropped, Angela Yee subtly made her feelings known. She liked a tweet that suggested Charlamagne was just a co-worker, not a friend. Soon after, she unfollowed him on social media. That move spoke volumes. Later on, Angela also gave an interview where she addressed her issues with Charlamagne directly, making it clear she felt betrayed by his actions.
True. Any truth to that?
Would you do that? If it was you and Quicksilver, you guys, would you do that?
There would be a discussion first. Was
Yes.
there even a discussion?
No, but I knew he was doing the interview. I just think that in general, if you work with somebody and someone...
In that interview, Gucci made some disparaging remarks about Angela Yee. And she was questioned about that, and she responded, everybody's not your friend. And it seemed like she was referring to you.
From Angela's perspective, her reaction made sense. She expected some level of loyalty from someone she had worked closely with for years. Charlamagne's decision to move independently, especially on such a sensitive issue, felt like a slap in the face. At the same time, others pointed out that Charlamagne had never really been known for loyalty to co-hosts. Some even argued that if the roles were reversed, Angela might not have defended him either. Regardless of where people stood, the situation exposed cracks within the Breakfast Club and showed that business, personal ambition, and loyalty don't always align. One thing that often gets overlooked about Angela Yee is that she's not always as innocent as people make her seem. Yes, she's likable, professional, and very good at her job. But at the same time, Angela does have a habit of instigating situations. And when things blow back on her, she sometimes shifts into victim mode instead of owning her role in it. A good example of this happened years ago with singer K. Michelle. During an interview with rappers Mano and Uncle Murda, Angela brought up K. Michelle's name. Once she did, the conversation took a negative turn. Both men made comments about K. Michelle that weren't flattering at all.
Now you did, hold on, you did say something about K. Michelle.
Whoa! She got that sting. I call it the K. Michelle.
If somebody has things, you still gonna do it though? Like if you get in there, it's stinky, you still gonna go in?
Look at her fishing.
Now, you see, I'm not gonna lie.
Goodness.
With K. Michelle, I might, even though I got...
Instead of checking them or shutting the conversation down, Angela laughed along with it. She didn't defend K. Michelle, and she didn't redirect the topic. She just let it rock. That moment didn't go unnoticed. K. Michelle later came on The Breakfast Club herself, and she was not there to play nice. She took the opportunity to directly call Angela out and cursed her out on air.
You know what I'm saying? You brought that back up. You had already addressed that. There was no need for you to open your mouth and then you sitting over there giggling and kikiing.
In K. Michelle's eyes, Angela's behavior was foul. She felt Angela instigated the situation, sat back, and enjoyed the jokes at her expense instead of standing up for her as another woman in the industry. After that incident, K. Michelle never returned to The Breakfast Club, and based on how Angela handled the Gucci Mane situation later on, many people believe Angela likely complained about K. Michelle the same way she complained about Gucci. That situation made it clear to a lot of listeners that Angela isn't always neutral. She sometimes plays a role in creating the drama she later reacts to. That being said, Angela isn't completely wrong in every situation. While she may not be 100% innocent overall, her reaction to Gucci Mane makes sense. In that case, she had a valid reason to feel disrespected. She also had every reason to side-eye Charlamagne after how he moved behind the scenes. Charlamagne's behavior wasn't subtle. He was clearly moving in a self-serving way, and it wasn't hard to understand why. At that point, he was already planning his exit from The Breakfast Club. He was making solo moves, building his own brand, and positioning himself for life beyond the show. Some people even felt he was borrowing heavily from Joe Budden's playbook, building controversy, leaning into viral moments, and using tension to fuel attention.
All right, Charlamagne the God here.
Joe Budden, how's everybody doing?
And listen, man, this is the year-end wrap-up show. This is a first for us.
Yeah.
You know, the name of the show is This Year Was Dope.
But that's a separate conversation. On December 1st, 2022, Angela Yee officially left The Breakfast Club.
Well, after 12 years together and amassing a following of millions, it seemed to end with a tweet. This one, The Breakfast Club, as you know it, is officially over.
I think people wanted to be something salacious, you know, but it's not. Like, you know, she left Breakfast Club because she got the opportunity to do her own nationally syndicated show.
This came 2 years after she, DJ Envy, and Charlamagne had been inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame together. Her departure marked the end of an era for the show, especially since she had been there from the beginning. Angela didn't leave radio altogether. Instead, she stepped into a new chapter by launching her own nationally syndicated show, Way Up, with Angela Yee. The show officially began airing on February 6, 2023. This move gave her full control, her own platform, her own voice, and no need to navigate tense group dynamics anymore. After she left, listeners and media critics immediately started debating whether The Breakfast Club felt different without her. Some felt the show lost balance. Others felt it lacked cohesion. Even though this wasn't direct beef between Angela and her former co-hosts, the conversation reopened old discussions about internal tension and unspoken issues that may have existed while she was still there. In many ways, those debates indirectly highlighted how important Angela's role had been, and how strained things may have been behind the scenes long before her exit. In 2023, Angela appeared on The Tamron Hall Show, where she spoke openly about her experience as the only woman on The Breakfast Club. She said she often felt more criticized than her male co-hosts.
You know, I was the only woman who worked there too. I mean, when it came to producers, camera people, and it wasn't an easy room for me
I
to
didn't
be
know
in.
that.
So I feel like I did need more like backup, you know, because even things that I felt.
That statement immediately sparked backlash online, with some people misunderstanding her point. Angela later clarified that she was speaking specifically about her experience inside the room, not saying that women didn't work behind the scenes or elsewhere on the show. Even DJ Envy later joined in, clarifying her stance and giving adequate context to the topic.
I mean, after she left, she said a few things. She said she was the only female on staff. Charlamagne said that's not true. Is that true?
That's not true. There was other females on staff, and if you ever go back to the comments and all that other stuff, there were other females.
Still, the reaction showed how sensitive the topic was and how divided public opinion remained about her time on the show. She also expressed frustration about being associated with controversial statements made by her co-hosts, especially when she didn't agree with those views herself. According to Angela, when The Breakfast Club caught heat, the criticism often spilled over onto her reputation as well, even when she wasn't responsible for the remarks being made.
I wasn't even there when they interviewed Azealia Banks. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But I also feel like, you know, sometimes I would feel like I got it harder than he did for something that he said.
After her departure, Angela also commented on issues involving newer personalities connected to her show, including Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa. She suggested that much of the tension surrounding them was amplified by social media rather than caused by real internal problems. Still, her commentary kept her tied to ongoing conversations about the show's environment. As public drama continued around new hosts, some fans began revisiting Angela's exit and saying things like, "There's a reason she wanted to leave that show." While this didn't mean Angela was directly feuding with anyone who replaced her, it added context to her decision to walk away. Taken together, all of these moments paint a fuller picture. Angela Yee isn't perfect, and she has played a role in stirring the pot at times. But she also spent years navigating a high-pressure space where loyalty, respect, and public perception were constantly in conflict.